Please, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm good, sir.
Please do have a seat, Shreyak.
Yes, sir.
Shreyak, this is your first mock or you've given mocks before this?
Sir, I have given mocks before this.
How many of them?
Sir, 4 I have given already.
So tell me what you've learned from the previous mocks. 2 things that they told you to work on.
So they told me in the very first mock, I was not able to speak at all because I was very nervous.
Okay,
So
good.
that was an icebreaker. And in second and third mocks, they have told me, since my first preference is Indian Foreign Services, to improve my knowledge of foreign policy and Indian foreign services and keep an eye on the current affair issues that are going on.
Okay, so very valid points. And I was very impressed with your hobby, collecting national flags. What is vexophily? What is it known as?
So vexillophile means a person who pursues flags as a hobby. I'm particularly interested only in national flags, sir.
Okay, so tell me the history of Indian national flag.
Yes, sir. So initially, the Indian national flag was designed by Mr. Pingali Venkaiah, which had a tricolor with the saffron color at the top, white color at the middle, and green color at the bottom. And it, at that point of time, with the Gandhiji's values in line, it had a charkha in between it.
So we didn't have anything before when Gandhiji came in.
Sorry, sir. Before that, I'm not aware what was.
Okay, so just try to find out. That's not a problem at all. Good. So, Shreyak, I was quite impressed with your name, quite unusual name, Shreyak. What does it mean?
Yes, sir. So the word Shreyak means the one who does good for others.
One who does good for others.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So why did your parents name you Shreyak?
Sir, actually, it's a very interesting story. Actually, my mom wanted a daughter and she wanted to name her Shreya. But when I was born, I came out to be a boy and my mother was angry on my father. So my father used his mind to just scribble through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and he thought that Shreyak would be a fine.
Okay, I thought that because probably your parents wanted that you should do good to everybody, to IAS, to whichever service you go to.
Yes, sir.
Good, wonderful name. So Shreyak, you tell me, they told you to look into the foreign policy. So as our present policy is neighborhood first policy.
Yes, sir.
So what do you feel that our relations with Pakistan should be? Tell me, a stable Pakistan is good for us or unstable? If stable is good, 2 reasons. If unstable is good, 2 reasons.
Yes, sir. So a stable Pakistan is definitely better for us.
2 reasons.
So firstly, because a stable Pakistan would lead to reduction in cross-border terrorism within India. And secondly, a stable Pakistan would lead to more economic cooperation between India and Pakistan. It will improve India's...
Good answer. So what is your opinion as of last 75 years, Pakistan has been stable or not?
So it has been majorly unstable.
Okay. So what are the advantages of unstable Pakistan?
Sir, I cannot think of any advantage of an unstable Pakistan.
Okay. So let me bring you to another question.
Yes.
And you're in a meeting now, you're in foreign services, your first option.
Yes.
So you go over there and the Pakistani accosts you and he says that secularism is in vain in India because the way Citizenship Amendment Act is, a lot of communal riots and Ram Mandir, and now we are having something in Sambal. He says the minority is under great threat. Secularism is dying in India. How will you defend?
Sir, I will defend by saying that secularism in India is not under any kind of threat. The minority communities in India enjoy the very same rights. Moreover, above that, they also enjoy additional cultural and educational rights that are granted by the India's...
That anybody will say. He says, when we tell him we need to have some facts, this is a generic statement.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about facts.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed interacting with you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Shreyak.
Yes, sir.
Since you have done MBBS,
yes, sir.
Now why do you want to shift from medicine? We need good doctors in the rural areas.
Yes, sir.
And you are trying to shift to civil services.
Yes, sir.
Won't we be losing a good doctor?
No, sir. Rather than losing a good doctor, it will be a better civil administrator who will be able to address health issues at the population level to create a larger impact. Moreover, I believe that my work in civil administration will be able to reduce burden on lot many doctors.
How it will help the doctors, your civil service job?
So, as a civil administrator, I will have the ability to influence socio-economic determinants of the health. That includes basically the environmental, the lifestyle issues, the addictions. So, as a civil administrator, I will get the opportunity
But
to
if you
address
don't
these
have
issues.
enough doctors, what will you do? For that, for implementing your ideas at the grassroots level, you need doctors at the rural PHCs and small health villages. But we don't have people to implement those ideas, so what is the point?
Sir, as a civil administrator, my idea in rural healthcare will be to utilize the community health to improve their preventive health, so that we will be able to reduce the burden on healthcare workers and reduce the disease incidence. So that in the first instance, when the disease will not happen, they will have the less need for the doctors.
So we should have most of the doctors in civil services rather than in medical profession. If they can do better in civil services and serve better people in health sector,
Yes, sir.
then why they should go to become a doctor? They should come to civil services. Don't you think that would be a good idea?
No, sir, definitely that would not be a good idea, because if a lot of doctors will be coming into civil administration, then that definitely will create a shortage of doctors.
Okay. Okay, you have given IFS your first option.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is OCI and PIO? What is the difference between these two?
So OCI stands for Overseas Citizens of India, and PIO stands for Persons of Indian Origin. So the major difference in them lies that person of Indian origin, they may have Indian roots, but they may be born and have citizenship there. While in overseas citizen of India is one who has not been living in India for a long, and they have been living in abroad for a long time.
So in both the cases, they are living abroad.
Yes, sir.
But whether OCI are the citizens, they are as a right, or they have to apply for citizenship?
No, sir, they have to apply for citizenship.
They have to apply. What is the criteria for them to get citizenship?
Sorry, sir, I don't remember the
Okay,
criteria.
no issue. You tell me, India's neighborhood first policy to have good relations with the neighboring countries is not showing the result which we expected from this policy. Do you think we have failed somewhere in this manner?
Sir, at the moment, the major challenges that India is facing in its neighborhood is the growing Chinese influence and the political disruptions in many countries. I don't think that neighborhood first India policy has failed. It is primarily the political situations of these countries. For example, in Sri Lanka, economic crisis turned into a political crisis. Bangladesh, they have their own political issues. So, in my view, it is not more of India's neighborhood first policy. It is because of the domestic issues of these countries that it seems that India's neighborhood first policy is not reaping that much success.
So, suppose you are posted in Bangladesh as a diplomat, Indian diplomat.
Yes, sir.
In the given situation, what will you do to improve the relations between the two countries? How will you help the country in better relations with Bangladesh?
So first of all, I would like to keep the diplomatic communication channels open with the Bangladesh. I would like to convey them my concerns regarding the violence against minorities in those community, and will also emphasize with them the need to protect the bilateral relations amid the political transition in Bangladesh.
But they insist for extradition of Sheikh Hasina first before doing all these things. What would be your response to that?
So my response to them that the evidence that they have submitted, we will assess this evidence. Then we will check for their compliance with the extradition treaty between India and Bangladesh, as well as the domestic laws. And third thing, that we will assess the consequences of our decision on extradition based on our bilateral relationships and regional stability.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shreyak.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, Shreyak, welcome.
Yes.
You wanted to become diplomat. See, Donald Trump said when after he comes to power, he can that war between Ukraine and Russia, he will stop it within 24 hours.
Yes.
What does it mean? It is so easy to stop war within 24 hours after you take an oath.
So I don't think it will be possible to stop the war within 24 hours. But however, in the long run, by the recent President Minister Trump's assertiveness, there could be a possibility that there could be efforts towards stopping the war between Russia and Ukraine.
What will be the roadmap? What we will do? What do you think of? How it can be stopped?
So first of all, we will have to bring the Russian and the Ukrainian diplomats on the table to have to directly address their concerns with the help of mediation by the neutral countries like India. Secondly, then our topmost priority would be to stop the humanitarian crisis that is brewing up because of the violence in the Russia and Ukraine. And so thirdly, we can leverage multilateral forums like United Nations as well as the G20, where we can put pressure on Russia and Ukraine to strike a negotiation to stop the war.
UN, you talked about UN. UN has failed.
Yes, sir.
If I say so, do you agree? It's not able to stop any war. The purpose was to stop the war.
Yes, sir. I think United Nations has failed to stop the war since it was created after World War II primarily to stop the wars. And in the current scenario of geopolitical conflicts, we can say that it has definitely failed.
Okay. See, there are so many cases going to courts regarding this temple and mosque thing. Sambal is happening now, the Gyanvapi Mosque. And we have a Places of Worship Act in place. Either we should abolish the Places of Worship Act, our court should not take cognizance of such matters. Now, what is happening? In one place we have Worship Act, other places we are allowing archaeological survey and all these things that are happening. So what is your take on the whole matter?
Sir, my take on that matter is there are people sentiments which are associated with the places of the worship. Although we have an act, which Places of Worship Act, which bars the conversion of these places. However, judiciary has its own mandate that people who go there, they can address their grievances. Sorry, sir.
Tell us, is this the right time to amend the Places of Worship Act or totally abrogate the act? Because of this, because so many that historical wrongs has to be corrected. One side says these are historical wrongs. There was a grand temple and then mosque was made and the temple has to be restored. Now all these things, Places of Worship Act is not in consonance with these feelings of the masses.
So actually Places of Worship Act is in consonance with the post-independence India after 1947. So I don't think this act needs to be abrogated. What we need to address is the people's sentiments and the communal mistrust that is brewing up between the communities in these cities, and that we can address through community organizations which can build up communal harmony to prevent such incidents.
See, we have lived without the Places of Worship Act from 1947 to 1991.
Yes, sir.
So there was no problem. Until 1991, the act was made. So if we are living in harmony 47 to 91 for such 43, 44 years, then why could not that would have been status quo should have continued?
I don't know about it, sir. I will read on it, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Shreyak,
Yes, sir.
your DAF is very interesting, and you are the first one I've seen that who has opted for Indian Foreign Service as a first option.
Yes, sir.
And I also noticed that you started thinking of civil services very late.
Yes, sir.
And you also mentioned that you applied for combined medical services, but you didn't appear.
Yes, sir.
So why this, sudden change in your thinking? The one you are trying to go to the, medical profession, then later on you think of the, change in service, career. Why? What prompted you to do all this?
Yes, sir. Initially, I was not aware about civil service examination. It was during the last phase of my internship, that is around 2022 February and March, where we had an interaction with the then British High Commissioner to India. He told us about how India's influence in the global politics is growing, as well as how India is becoming more pivotal in addressing global challenges. That was the interaction which sparked my interest to pursue a career in civil service examination. And sir, as far as combined medical service examination is concerned, I went to give that examination. However, the change in the DAF-2 was not allowed at the moment.
So can I say that you are easily influenced by the other people, by the views of the other people? Because you change career based on one interaction with the British High Commissioner.
Sir, if it's a credible advice and influence, then I definitely think over it. And moreover, sir, after interaction with him, I did carried out my self-analysis. I did apply to internship of Ministry of External Affairs, internship of Niti Aayog to understand what a career in civil services look like. However, unfortunately, I was not selected. So I decided, let us try to take this step.
You said that UN has failed.
Yes.
On what basis you are saying that UN has failed? You know, UN was established in 1945.
Yes.
And it has a history. You know, we had a history of 2 world wars, one after the other. And for last 75 years, we have not, almost 80 years, we have not seen any 3rd World War. So how you can say its primary objective was to prevent another world war? So how you can say that UN has failed?
Yes, sir. The primary objective of UN was to stop the wars. However, the current situation in Israel and Palestine, the Russia-Ukrainian conflicts, and the broader geopolitical conflicts that are going on, it has not able to fulfill its mandate. And secondly, sir, the trust through which UN was formed, that trust and credibility of United Nations is being diluted because it does not adequately represent the current global scenario, current global geopolitical and economic scenario.
Just because it's not representing the current scenario, can you say that the system has failed? Then that tomorrow you can say that even the government has failed in India because they are not able to fulfill all the expectations which people have of it.
No, sir. Only on that basis, I'm not saying. There is also that there has been among the P5 member states of the United Nations, they have stopped the major resolutions which were targeted at resolving humanitarian crisis and stopping the wars. While these resolutions have not been able to pass through the United Nations because of the rivalries among the G5 members.
Okay. Can you tell me something about Quad? Why it came into existence?
Sir, the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue came into existence because of a proposal by Japanese Prime Minister. Because of the Japanese Prime Minister then to integrate the economy and for the security of Indo-Pacific region. Later on, it was revived to counter the China's growing influence in this region, as well as to strengthen the political as well as the economic ties between the 4 nations.
What is you said that, so it is aimed against China? Can you say that?
Sir, they directly do not, explicitly do not state that they're aimed at countering Chinese influence, but that there have been such intentions.
Has it succeeded?
Sir, it's a work in process, so it's...
Okay. You are from Haryana, and it was very heartening to know that your mother was upset that the daughter was not born. But the status of the girls in Haryana
Yes, sir.
Is questionable.
Yes.
What factors 2 or 3 factors you will hold them responsible for it?
So first factor that I would hold responsible is there has been a culture of patriarchy where males have been very much dominant, and the second factor has been that there is a very high meta preference for the son among the families for their old age security, financial security. So there has been a neglect towards the girl child, which has been reflected in the form of a very low child sex ratios in few years back.
Mm-hmm. And what one should do to change the status?
So one thing that can be done is to create awareness that is being done through the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Andolan. And secondly, sir, we can improve the financial status of the women by encouraging them to take up jobs by going outside. That will improve their financial autonomy at the household level, and that will also give them confidence to take decisions for themselves as well as for the family.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, Shreyak.
Yes, sir.
Shreyak, you were interested in national flags,
Yes, sir.
right? And also you are interested in Indian Foreign Service.
Yes, sir.
Consider a situation, let's say there's an Indian flag which needs to be displayed with other flags of United Nations. On which side should Indian flag be?
So Indian flag should be on the right side.
Good, good. And let's say if it is, it has to be on a wall crossed with some other flag.
Then the mast has to be facing on the opposite sides. it will be on the right side, but the mast side will be facing towards each other.
Good. You are very well aware about. Just one more question. Let's say if someone is there and who is not following this particular flag code of India, do we have any punishment for such a crime also?
Yes, sir. There are punitive actions. The maximum is 3 years imprisonment.
Under which act is this particular punishment?
Sir, it is under Prevention of Dishonor to National Symbols Act of 1971.
Okay. Yes, you are also a doctor and you have worked on tuberculosis, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the year which has been proposed by WHO in order to eliminate TB in the entire world, and what is the target of India?
Sir, WHO has proposed target to eliminate TB by 2030. However, India has kept itself a target of eliminating TB by 2025.
We are in 2025.
Yes, sir.
Do you really think that we will be able to eliminate TB in India by the end of this year?
No, sir, I don't think that we will be able to eliminate TB in India. But however, India have made very good strides by keeping such a high ambitious target, as WHO has acknowledged that India is able to reduce the TB incidence, TB mortality by 18%, TB incidence by 16%. So this shows that we are going in the right direction.
Any idea about the number of TB cases in India as of now?
Sorry, sir, I cannot remember at the moment.
Just a rough idea. Have these numbers increased or decreased in the last 5 years?
Sir, the diagnosis of cases has gone up because of the modern technologies to cover the missing cases, and overall the mortality and the treatment coverage has improved.
I got your point, yeah.
Yes.
Shreyak, there's a new virus in China. You must have heard about it.
Yes, sir. Recently,
Right. And when I was going through news, some cases in India are also getting reported. Probably 1 or 2 cases are there in India also. Do you think that we should be worried like we were worried in COVID-19 pandemic for this particular virus also?
So I don't think we should not be worried, but we definitely need to be very cautious, because any virus can, like we seen in COVID-19 pandemic, any viral diseases can convert into a pandemic or epidemic and cause loss of lives and affect economic growth of India.
Why we should not be worried?
So I meant to say that we should not be worried, we should not be fearful, we should be more cautious in our approach.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shreyak. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Shreyak, has been great interacting with you, and we were quite impressed with your confidence. But nevertheless, it is imperative that you introspect and analyze your performance. How do you think you did?
Sir, I think I did better, although at some points the depth in my opinions were lacking. There were some areas where I think I was lacking knowledge, holistic knowledge of those things.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, and you nailed it pretty well. That there are certain areas where there were some grey chinks which was seen.
Yes.
And let me just quickly help you. So one thing is that I would just recommend is never to get into a debate with the panelist about UN redundant, not redundant.
Okay, sir.
And just talking that Russia, Israel. But if you see that Iran-Iraq war, where none of the great powers were involved, went for 8 years.
Yes, sir.
Russia, Afghanistan, US.
Yes, sir.
So UN has been always like this.
Yes, sir.
But there are many things UN is doing right. That is where the answer is.
Okay, sir.
So answer is that is where it is, why it is important.
Yes, sir.
And not only get into Russia, Ukraine. This is the bait thrown to you to see your critical analysis and to see your ability to see this whole ambit of international relations. In Iran, Iraq, for 8 years it went on. But so when you see all these things, then you understand the importance of UN.
Yes, sir.
There are a huge amount of things which happened in COVID, during refugee crisis, peacekeeping operations. There are many places where the wars have been stopped.
Yes.
So look at a whole lot of these things, which will give you a huge amount of things. Quad, if you look at it, though it is not anti-China, but China being the main player is not included in it. So what does it mean? Understand the implications, the undercurrents.
Okay, sir.
That is how smart people look at things. They don't say that you are my enemy,
Yes, sir.
but I don't invite you to my club.
Okay, sir.
Similarly, when you look at what we talked of secularism, the answer was reasonably generic. Why not look at the government schemes? Why not look at the population,
Okay, sir.
where the growth of population has taken place?
Yes, sir.
Why not look at the greatest luminaries that we have thrown up from various communities? We have had prime ministers and presidents coming from various communities. When you see all these things, you get a good answer.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Issue is in facts, not in generic talk. So you have performed very well. I was quite impressed with you. And I'll definitely again bring home that because two panelists you're not able to satisfy them, why are you migrating from MBBS?
Okay, sir.
So maybe a deeper look into it will definitely help you. Look at the qualities that you have got from that front.
Yes, sir.
Instead of telling what you will do, bring out the qualities, how it has made you a good personality.
Yes, sir.
And once we understand that you're a personality, we see that your application everywhere. Understand what the question is trying to see. So we are not trying to see you as a medical officer as an IAS. We are to see. That is why all people from various foras are taken.
Yes, sir.
Engineers, doctors, historians, civics, people from civic background, so that they contribute to this thing.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because they acquire qualities which are very pertinent for being an IAS officer. So when you start looking at things from that perspective, you'll get a very good answer. I was very happy. You have got great sense of depth of knowledge, and especially with the last panelist, especially on flags. A lot of things even I learned today. I enjoyed interacting with you, and I just want you to just keep your head down. Your interview is on 10th.
Yes, sir.
Just relax so that day you go down well, shave yourself, rest everything. I think your socks, everything is all right. Physically you're strong and you speak well. You've done well with us. Use it to your advantage.
Yes.
Don't let it bog down you. Smile.
Yes, sir.
Give a smile again.
Yes.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great job. Keep it up.
नए वायरस के बारे में पढ़ जाना
Yes,
ठीक है
definitely.
उसके
ये
डिटेल
थोड़ी
नहीं थी
चीजें
थोड़ी सी
देख लेना।
बाकी ठीक
Good
है
job.
बढ़िया
Thank you.
Great job.